Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Ariels podcast, now with the Digit Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. I cannot believe this, but this is season 5. So thanks to you. This is a thriving podcast, reaching the corners of the world, all the women out there, and I'm so excited and proud to be with you. If you haven't listened to the Artist Entrepreneur podcast, my new podcast with Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie, please check it out. It's going to be on this feed on Thursdays. We're 3 artists navigating our businesses. We have so much fun. Please check it out. It'll be in your inbox on Thursdays. And just announced September 26th to the 28th, I'll be at NECA, the New England Center for Circus Arts, for an 11-hour weekend Silks immersion. So it's a retreat-esque without being a full retreat. And I'd love to see you there. It's picturesque Vermont. And I have just a handful of spots left for June 21st through 28th with suite retreats in Oaxaca, Mexico. Roll it out every Sunday and Thursday. I have some different times to accommodate my Pacific people and my East Coast people. My flagship course, Beginner to Intermediate Aerial Silks, online for anybody in the world. And of course, Aero Rehab, which is meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aero class. I'm teaching all over the place this year. Austin, Oaxaca, Ohio, and DC this summer. And of course, NECA in the fall. Let's get started. Yulyia, Barcelona is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Yeah, it's mine too, which is why I'm here.
Yeah. Were you born there? Raised there?
No. Whenever someone asks me where I'm from, it's always difficult because I was born in Russia. I grew up in the States. Then I lived in Ukraine for a while, and now I live in Spain. So,
so you were just like, I can live anywhere. I want to live in Barcelona.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I know I want to live in Europe because I want all the European contracts and contacts and the atmosphere. Barcelona, I first came here with my partner because of La Centrale del Cirque, the beautiful training space that's here. And we came because we're like, we have an act to get done to create. So let's go to somewhere where everything is provided for that, where there's a nice space in a nice city. And then we fell in love and we were like, this is where we want to live. So.
Well, and I just had a friend move there from LA and it surprised me when she told me this, but it's way more affordable than some of the US cities.
Oh yeah, much more.
Now, when did that change? I feel like, well, the exchange rate still doesn't help, right? Because the dollar's stronger. But if you're living there and working there, that doesn't affect you.
Well, we typically don't work in Spain. That really helps.
Okay.
So me and my partner, we've mostly been working on cruise ships. And
okay.
With a salary that's not Spanish salaries are not that high. But if you earn from somewhere else, Spain is a very cheap place to live. So
yeah. So how many cruises have you guys done?
Together, as a duo, we've done 2. But separately, we've done a lot.
So you spend like 6 months at a time on a cruise ship.
Sometimes more.
Do you like that lifestyle? Do you like it?
To a point.
Okay.
I love traveling.
Yes.
I have the kind of personality that is okay with being by myself, and I can find something to do to isolate myself from everything that's going on around. Because a cruise ship is not a very ethical environment. It's you see a lot of things that are just not right, and
right.
It also tends to be very much a party workspace, but I can always separate myself from that. So for me, it worked because I have my books, I have my hobbies, and I can separate myself from the nastier parts of working on a cruise ship.
Yeah. And then you get to, where have you traveled to?
Almost ever. I've actually never been to the Caribbean.
I was going to ask because there's so many cruises there.
There's so many cruises there. I have not had a single contract there, which I don't know if I missed that. If it's a big miss, because I've been to Asia, I've been to Japan, Korea, Singapore, China. I've been to Brazil, to Argentina. Mostly I've been sailing around Europe.
The Caribbean's great, but basically you just get a lot of like beach vibes. It's just beach. Whereas if you do a cruise in Asia, you just like, it's all the culture and the food and everything. Yulyia, what are you in your life right now? Please tell us what your life is today.
It's quite uncertain, and it's a big question mark. So I'm almost 25 weeks pregnant.
Yes.
I'll be 25 actually tomorrow. Yeah. So for me, I think cruise ships are done. First of all, I even before the pregnancy, I was thinking that I want to move on to a different market. I've kind of continued working on cruise ships because it's been easy, because I have the connections, I know the people, I'm getting offered the jobs without me constantly emailing or trying to get to know people. But it's like, no, I want to do my own specialty act. I want to be in a theater. I want to be on land. So I've been wanting to move away from cruise ships even before the pregnancy. And then since I found out, it's like, okay, well, this is a kick that I needed, that my career needed. So I'm hoping to move into the variety theater scene once I have my baby, to explore that and to explore a new market in my performing.
When you're not on, you said trapeze with your husband? Is that what you said?
So we did do a trapeze, but also have a solo hoop act and a solo dance trapeze act.
All right, so you like the hard apparatuses. You're one of those.
I mean, I like my silks too, but more for exploration and play.
Okay, I love it. So, do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 33, about to turn 34.
Okay. Was this pregnancy planned, or was it surprise?
Semi-planned.
Semi-planned.
We talked about it.
Okay.
We weren't. I call it. We played the lottery.
Yes.
Consciously, we decided to play the lottery. We did not think it was going to be. It was going to happen at that time so fast, but it did. So, I would say semi-planned.
I like to call that pulling the goalie from the goal. Like no protection on the goal, just hitting shots, seeing what misses.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, I'm sure, are excited. Are you? How was your first trimester?
Oh, it was terrible.
Were you throwing up? Oh my God! Please tell. Please tell.
Morning sickness, saying in quotes, because as a lot of us know, that it often lasts the whole day.
Yes.
From 24 hours of misery, really bad nausea, occasional vomiting. I was pretty much not leaving my house for a month. Then I did leave because I was doing shadowing of an artistic director for a company we've previously worked for. The distraction of doing something helped. I was still feeling pretty miserable, but at least because I was busy, my mind would be somewhere else, and I felt more alive. But yeah, so the first trimester, almost did not train at all. Had a hard time eating anything. My cravings would change. So one day I'd be like, okay, I can eat some crackers. At least that's some calories I can get into myself. And then the next day I can't look at crackers. They make me want to throw up. So,
oh no,
it's this catch-22 when you need to eat in order not to feel even worse. But then you have to keep on thinking, what can I eat? Think about different food groups and do I think I can get that into myself right now or not? But thinking about that food makes you more nauseous.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite a miserable time.
Okay, so how long, like if you were to count the weeks, were you experiencing this?
So week 5 and then to week, I want to say 13, 14.
Oh, okay. So that's like 10 weeks. That sucks. Okay, so would you say it was the feeling of nausea that was worse than actually throwing up, or would you flip it?
I'm biased because I hate throwing up. Since I was a little kid, is just like I hate the feeling afterwards. I hate the actual process. So for me, that was always the worst case. I guess the only good thing in that morning sickness was that I would only throw up if my stomach was empty. So if I would let myself get hungry to the point where my stomach is empty, that's when I would throw up. If I could get anything into myself, like at least a bite of some food, I'd be feeling miserable, but I wouldn't be throwing up.
Okay, is there anything that would help it? Or was it better closer to when you go to sleep at night? Like, was there small reliefs?
Sleeping.
Sleeping was your only...
Yeah.
Oh, no. And were you able to sleep?
Yeah. And I would, even during the day, it's like I'm not tired. I don't feel that fatigued, but I'm just going to go to sleep because I will feel a little bit better while I am sleeping.
Okay. And so this has subsided for like 10 weeks and you're just super grateful? Are you having like a great month right now?
Yeah. Well, I did until, so I got diagnosed with incompetent cervix. So I'm...
Oh my God, that's so offensive. Wait, incompetent. I've never heard this out of the 5 years I've been doing this podcast. Incompetent cervix. What the heck does that mean?
So that's when your cervix starts shortening before it's supposed to. And that puts you at a risk.
It starts thinning. It starts thinning.
Yeah. And it puts you at a risk of preterm birth.
Oh, goodness. Like being a woman, just like one thing after another. So basically, you're at danger for giving birth earlier than 40 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've been put on not quite bed rest, but on a regime of no exercise, no more than 30 minutes of walking, no traveling, so no fun stuff.
So bed rest. So like full bed rest or like pelvic rest?
Like pelvic rest.
Pelvic rest.
Yeah. Not the worst.
Goodness.
It's like it's still at least I feel better than I did in the first trimester. So it's
right. So you are not allowed to exercise.
No.
How do you feel about that?
Terrible.
No, it's so bad, right? I was on pelvic rest too because I had a low-lying placenta.
Mm-hmm. I've been missing being on stage for the whole pregnancy. Like that's something I probably missed the most. But it was still nice, especially once the morning sickness subsided, to get into the gym. And I didn't have much stamina, but at least running some sequences, yes, avoiding some movement, but doing a little bit. It was it was nice to get my emotions through movement. And now it's like, I'm not even supposed to do yoga. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a huge shift for people like us because we're like, oh, that's what I do. That's how I stay mentally healthy too. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that part is a challenge or is it kind of like temporary so you feel like it's okay?
Because it's temporary and because it's the priority is...
the pregnancy,
I think it's okay. I do get a little, I'll be... I was editing some promo videos recently, and I was looking at some like footage of myself performing and thinking like, oh my god, this combination, I see what I want to do a little, like what I want to tweak. I want to work on that.
You just want to try it right there. You don't want to wait 8 months or whatever it is.
Yeah. And even things like, oh, like I'd love to stretch right now. I'd really love to like do a split. And I'd love to do some active flexibility. But then you're like, nope, that has to wait. That's not going to happen until summer. So
yeah, that's hard. Here's a question that I forgot to ask at the beginning. Did your pregnancy come so surprisingly that you are in the middle of a contract?
No.
Okay.
We were off.
Okay, you guys were off. Okay, and that could have happened because you guys are on contracts together, so potentially could have happened, I guess.
I mean, to be honest, that was our original plan when we started talking about pregnancy. We were thinking like, okay, maybe we try maybe 2 months before contract ends. Because I had the naive idea that I could still be performing for at least 2 months. Pregnant.
Some people are.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't do that, as I found out. But at the time, when those 2 months came, I was working on 2 new acts that I was very excited about. And I was doing some like solo work again that made me really happy, and I just wanted to focus on that. I was like, you know what, let's put this off. Let's maybe do this later. Now I'm putting that off even. So didn't put the pregnancy off, but put everything else off.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like that is the rudest thing besides the geriatric pregnancy. Incompetent cervix. This is rude. Like, do they have to use the word incompetent? So, do you know very much about that? I've never heard of it. So, like, tell us about what you've learned.
So, I've read a little bit. I'm the kind of person who I'll find about something and right away I want to like PubMed it and like find some article about it and why it happens. Not so much as an anxiety thing, but as a curiosity thing. Like, ooh, what is that? Like, how does that work? So from what I was reading, the only things that I see that can apply possibly to me, because a lot of women who experience this, it tends to be after a previous birth, tends to be after they've already had a late miscarriage or a previous preterm birth, versus this is my first pregnancy. And also someone who've had some damage to their cervix. So through some surgery or through a traumatic birth, like there's a lot of variations, but none of them apply to me. The one thing I read that might apply is that it might have something to do with hypermobility.
Of course. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that, so I'm hypermobile, as are a lot of circus artists. And so it might be the case that just my tissues there are not as strong as they could be. And under the weight of the baby, as he's growing, my cervix is shortening faster than it would with someone with regular collagen and regular connective tissue. So.
And do you feel different with the relaxin? Is it exacerbating it for you, like just joints and stuff? Can you feel that?
I've actually felt tighter.
Oh, so interesting.
I'm also the kind of hypermobile person where I thought for the longest time that I was very inflexible by nature. And then it took a physiotherapist to point out that look at your knees, your hyperextended knees, look at your hyperextended elbows, your fingers, the typical test. It's your body protecting you from that. So it's like my ligaments are weak, but my muscles have been compensating and they've been clenching. And I think the same thing has kind of happened in pregnancy as well, where I just like when I was still doing some exercising and some flexibility training, I felt tighter, but it's probably my muscles trying to compensate for that, relaxing.
Oh my goodness, we're such weird creatures, us aerialists who go through pregnancies. and the doctors don't really know this stuff, because it's like we're hyper aware of our bodies, and then you find out you have something like an incompetent cervix, and then you read, and you're like, oh, hypermobility might be a factor in that, and that totally makes sense because it's just tissue, and it's either tighter or looser, or Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so fascinated by this. Okay. So right now, you probably had your 20-week ultrasound recently.
Yeah. Now I'm having one every single week.
Because of your incompetent cervix.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind that I had to go in for so many ultrasounds because of my low-lying placenta, because I was like, man, do other pregnant women just never, they get like 2 or 3 during their pregnancy? Like, it gave me a lot of, it settled my anxiety to like be able to see her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the public Spanish medical system, and like, it's normal to get 3. You get 3 ultrasounds: first trimester, second, and third. Like, that's it. I got an additional one because I went to see my parents in the Bay Area, and because I have American insurance as well, I decided I should, while I'm there, because I'm there for a month, I'm going to get seen by a doctor there as well. So I got an ultrasound there as well. And so like, I already felt special that I had one extra.
Yeah.
And then I come back here, and my second trimester Spanish ultrasound is when they diagnosed me. And so now I'm like, okay, now I'm getting all these extra ones. I mean, at least I get to see my boy like a bit more often and have quite a lot of pictures.
Is baby boy average size for how many weeks? Are you gaining, like, are you feeling like you're having a lighter pregnancy, or you're like gaining the weight and like baby's heavy, all that stuff?
He's always getting aged a little bit older, like a few days older than the week counting. So they counted from your first period, but he's always measuring a little bit bigger.
Okay, so he's higher percentile than an average. Yeah. Okay. So this might all come into play in your 3rd trimester. We shall see, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you're holding him high, medium, or low?
I would say low.
Okay. It tracks with what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
I have some friends who carried their baby so high, it just felt like the baby was in the rib cage all the time. Mine was kind of low, but then I don't have a lot of cavity in my rib cage is kind of lower and my hips are kind of higher, so there's not a lot of space. So baby kind of was like living on the outside, like straight out. I love sharing the picture that I have because I just look like a ball. And then from the back, you can't tell at all, you know? Okay, so are you the person who has a very specific birth plan?
Not really, no.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it affected by this new news, or it was like that already?
I'm kind of the kind of person that whatever comes, like whatever, like, it's like, yes, I will, like, closer to, I think, 3rd trimester, I will start reading upon, like, oh, what are the better positions? Like, what is, what makes you less prone to tearing? What might add some pain relief? But at this point, I'm like, that's later. I'm not going to read about that now. I'm going to care about what's happening, like, here and now. And like, use any energy and anxiety to like towards the here and now rather than what's going to happen in a few months.
Like, is there an ideal? Like, do you imagine, like, if you had exactly what you wanted, would you be like in a pool of water at home? Would you be at a hospital? Like, where would you be?
I would love to have a birth like my mom had. So she had both me and my brother within 2 hours.
Oh, you guys are twins.
No.
We're separately, like each. Okay, got it.
Yeah. But both of us were born in 2 hours, to the point where like she didn't even have time to get the epidural because it was just going too fast. I'd love that.
Okay, copy that.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, I definitely want to be in a hospital. Like I want I want my partner there holding me by the hand. Probably want pain relief. But I'm like, it's all very vague at this point.
It's so interesting when I asked this question because for me too, I was like, I want to be in a hospital with all of the doctors on standby if I need it. I want my partner there doing exactly what I want him to do and not pissing me off. And I want drugs, right? And then I ask all the women, and then there's so many who are just like, you know, sound bath, and then the pool of water, exact right temperature, and the doulas, and like 5 women like helping bring this woman, this kid into the world, and oh my God, it just totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting experience for me as the interviewer. Okay. Oh my God, I love this story. So listeners, Yulyia, when I first reached out, so recently what I've been doing is I'm now the administrator for the Facebook group that we're all a part of. And I go on there like once a week and I like approve people who want to be a part of it. And then I just scroll through and like people who comment, I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I hit them up and I'm like, you want to be on the podcast? And I did that for Yulyia, and she's like, I don't know if I'm good for this. I was like, what do you mean you're perfect for this? You're literally pregnant, and you're an aerialist. But that makes you 2 boxes checked. Sorry.
I feel like my story hasn't finished, so it's like...
No, it's okay, but you're like... I love doing interviews at all different stages. Like, so what I'll do is I'll do a check-in with you in like 8 months or something, and we can talk about the second half of your story. But what happens when I only meet somebody after the pregnancy, so postpartum, the details of that first trimester, second trimester, they get fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like whatever you're not in anymore, it's amnesia. Like, or else we wouldn't do this over and over as women. So you kind of forget it. So I love getting like, you know, a woman like you in this week of her pregnancy and then what's happening and what it feels like, because a lot of the women tuning in, they're like, oh, I'm in my second trimester. This is what I'm concerned about. These are the problems I'm having. I wanted to ask you, going back to morning sickness, were you ever diagnosed with hyperemesis, like the higher version of morning sickness? No. Okay. So you had something in between.
Yeah. Because I had no issues keeping down liquids. And like I could still eat something. Okay. Yeah, it was still considered normal bad morning sickness.
Normal bad morning sickness. And do they offer you stuff? Like, do they offer you anti-nausea meds? And they
did. The problem was that at the time I was going to my appointments, that's when I was doing shadowing for an artistic director in France. So I was traveling about once a week. I was traveling from France to back to Barcelona to see a doctor or like to do some blood work. And they prescribed me an anti-nausea, but I didn't have time that particular time to get it before I went back to France, and I just didn't have time while I was in France because it was quite busy rehearsal time. And then by the time I got back and I had the ability to actually go, it wasn't as bad anymore.
Okay.
So I never ended up taking it.
Yeah, and you had the big distraction of having to work. So
yeah.
when it comes to you right now, like, is it just a feeling of day by day? Does it feel like you're waiting for something? Does it feel, or is it just very chill?
I think it depends on the day. Because some days I feel very chill, like I'm just enjoying this. Like I love getting his kicks and feeling that, like, oh, like there's a new person inside of me, and there's this new life, and then other days it's like I have anxiety about finances, about future jobs. I have anxiety about my medical situation, like is he gonna be all right, like did I walk too much today where I should not have walked that much. So I think it's been kind of day to day.
You and your husband, are you guys strictly circus performers? Like that's how you make all your money?
So we also make bags for circus equipment. So we formed a company because originally I was a soloist aerialist working on cruise ships, traveling with my hoop, my trapeze, my silks, and then usually cordelise because I just liked it and didn't perform on it, but it was fun to train on. And I needed something to carry on. And then once I started dating my partner, he's like, hey, I can make this for you. Like, I know how to sew. And then that turned into him getting an industrial sewing machine, going crazy about materials and like picking the best for the price, trying different designs. And and then we started, we were like, oh, I might not be the only one who's interested in this. So then we started selling them. So now that's a part of our income, which really helps.
What is this business called?
Circus Covered.
Oh, how do I? Sometimes I feel like I know not everything, but like that I've heard. Oh my God, this is genius. Okay. So can you please explain to me this product? What material is it made out of? What does it hold? Like, do you have different sizes? Just please. I'm
we make all sorts of bags. Our first and crown model was a bag for aerial hoop. And it's not one that is, it's a hoop shaped, which makes it much easier to travel with. We make it out of this polyester material that is waterproof. It's UV light resistant. It's our bags are padded, so they don't need additional padding. We try to use the best the best plastic or zippers that we can get our hands on. So it's kind of been like quality has been our goal from day one. So other than the hoop bags, we have some standard bags in our line. So we make bags for trapeze, for straps, for rope. We're still in the process of making one for cereal. It's a request we get all the time. Yeah. But my partner is a perfectionist, and he likes to get get the models to a point where it works perfectly, and it's comfortable. It looks good. The design is nice, and he hasn't been happy with a prototype of a cereal bag yet. So he's not releasing anything yet. Still in process. Okay. Then we do make some custom bags. So like recently we had a request for a musical note. So we'll be doing that. So we'll be making a bag for aerial apparatus in the shape of a musical note.
Does he hand make these? Every single one?
Yeah. Not now. So now we work with a production in Ukraine, where they make most of our standard products for us, so that he can focus on the custom works or like new models. Okay, so the ones that are just like the Lyra bag, where like it's usually patterned out and everything. The production, but it's it's like a small production where we've had the seamstress and the like technologist over to Barcelona. Like my partner, he worked with them directly, showing them exactly how he wanted the stitches and exactly how he wanted things done, like the quality. Once we were happy with that we're getting the same product we would have gotten if he was hand making them. That's when we're like, okay, we can work with you guys. And we're going to pay you a fair price for it. So,
yeah. Okay. What would you say percentage wise that company brings in to your household compared to performing?
Tiny, quite tiny.
Right. Because you have a lot of front loading. The business always takes.
Yeah.
You had to spend a lot, right? Yeah. At the beginning.
Plus, we don't take a big margin. That's been a choice because we've, being circus artists, we didn't want to charge circus artists ridiculous amount of money for something that we believe is quite important. Like protecting your equipment is quite important. But with when the materials, the work, it adds up. So our choice was, okay, we're not going to take a big margin. We're going to right now we're making enough to live in Barcelona. So we'll pay our bills. We'll pretty much we come out to zero with the bags. And then contract is the contract money is what we use for savings, what we use for a deposit on an apartment, for any purchases we that we need to make, any savings that we need to have.
Okay, so really what would make you more money is if you just sell more bags, because you're taking a small margin out of each one, but if you can just sell more. Yeah. So, well, I'm sharing about Circus Covered to my whole audience.
Thank you.
So this is great.
Thank you.
And it's all circus artists that are listening to this. So you guys, if you need a Lyra bag, here's where you're going to get it. So, is he home right now, or does he have to be on a contract because you're not on one?
So he's on a contract, but he's actually on a contract as a stage manager and show caller. So while I have I have solo acts, he does not. And he was a company manager for the two contracts that we worked together, and he really liked that, and he was pretty successful. So the company offered him to go as a production manager / show caller on a cruise ship, on another cruise ship. So which he did, and he's enjoying that part of the work now as well, especially the show calling. So, but yeah, not being on.
But does that mean he's traveling right now?
Yeah.
And how is that for you? Because obviously you're.
It's been it's been difficult. I spent some time with my parents, which helped. So just being by family. But he's about to finish his contract, so he'll be back in 2 months. That was what we like. Thankfully, the company that we work for is, I just have so much appreciation for them because they were so caring of us. And they asked, even though their contracts typically go at least 6 months, they actually asked how much he would be willing to stay for. And we decided that 4 months is a good compromise, where he was there for most of my first trimester. And then he'll be there for my third trimester.
Okay, so you're right in the meat of it. Yeah. Right in the meat of him not being hit there right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. See, Yulyia, I'll just take this as another proof that I'm always right. Because I know how to get my great interviews out of people who are like, I don't have very much to talk about. I'm like, well, that's not probably true at all. I love this story. You guys are a complete circus family. I'm exposed to so many circus people, and I don't really consider myself a circus person. Mm-hmm. I consider myself an aerial dancer, and I consider myself a dancer and an entrepreneur, but not a circus person. So I talk to real circus people. I'm like, wow, you guys are
I consider legit. Myself as an aerial dancer for a long time, but then I was like, but those are not the jobs that I'm working. Maybe I should reconsider what I'm titling myself. So.
You feel like you get jobs that are more circusy?
Yes, yes.
Do you have a ground act?
I don't have a ground act. I'm very like, I started as a dancer and then I moved into aerial and I fell in love with aerial, and that was like the second love of my life. And I've trained some serial. It was really fun, but then I never have time to do something serious. Plus, I understand that I still love my hoop more than anything else.
Yeah.
But I've also realized that my act has also become more of a circus act than an aerial dance act, because I do put emphasis on like technique and tricks. I just still try to keep that dancer inside, that feeling of flow, and the idea of like how he would put a dance together, like how he would use the rhythm, how would use the music. I try to still keep that in my work, but it's definitely become over the years more and more circus rather than aerial dance.
Okay, I love these conversations. Okay, Yulyia, so what I'll do is, let you have your baby and everything, and then I'll like reach out and we'll do a check-in, because I always like to find out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the birth of this beautiful boy in there. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for carving out the time. I appreciate you. Great to meet you.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for this podcast. Especially in the beginning of my pregnancy, it was like, I need to hear other people who've gone through this. I need to hear about people who've gone through this and worked while having a little child. So it's been, it's very important for the community.
I'm very glad to hear that. And you should be very proud or not proud of being the first person to have told me about an incompetent cervix out of every single person. I don't know if somebody forgot to say it or really hasn't come up. Not sure. But, okay, so best of luck. Mm-hmm. And then, we'll talk to you postpartum.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digitent Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is The Expecting Aerialist.